All right, what's going on, folks? First of all, welcome to my channel. Thanks to all of you. Throw me some love if you don't mind. Subscribe if it's your first time here. Throw me some love, as I said, or you can bounce. But without further ado, I want to reply directly to one of my comments on one of my video I just uploaded. The guy talking about how do you move to Thailand kind of thing. And first of all, it's going to be hard to break down. It's going to be a long, drawn-out video, but this is just for you. My intuition, like I've always been a traveler. I've always talked about cruises. I love traveling the world. I love seeing different cultures. I love experiencing new things. I am stimulated by new experiences more than I am by routine. Now, I know that's not a positive thing in a lot of ways, but it's just who the fuck I am. But anyway, my intuition started about a year ago. Started kind of stirring up my spirit about where I live. Why am I here? What am I doing with my life? And I started to feel uncomfortable. Like, I literally can't tell you where this come from. Literally felt uncomfortable about where I live. And I live on a quiet, nice little street. You know, I got good neighbors, but it's just superficial shit. So I literally started to feel more or less. Things were starting to kind of, the energy-wise, and listen, I don't want to sound like a woman. I'm not talking about manifesting shit. No, listen. I started to feel shifts in energy. Because years ago, when I went through my divorce and I made a few moves and changed positions in life, it felt natural and it worked out. But God, everything is temporary. Everything in life is temporary. Just know that. Nothing is permanent. That's where I needed to be for the time. But I listened to my gut, my intuition, and it worked out until it was time to change. So I literally started to feel this uncomfort where I am, where I live, just in general, in every way. Things started to go, turn against me in certain ways in life. Now, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to talk from like a victim mindset, but basically, the job I worked at, it fell apart. I wound up changing jobs and I wasn't the same person to the relationships I had, to the friendships I had. A lot of things more or less started to kind of shift in a different way. And this isn't a negative thing. It was like a vacuum that was being created, more or less. Like, you know what I mean? Like basically people just had their own thing going and that's okay. That's cool. But that's what I said. That's why I don't hesitate when it comes to the decisions I make. Because everyone else is going to do what's best for them and that's okay. So that intuition was there from the get-go. And basically, I decided to sell I got a house in another state in North Carolina with a couple acres of land, and I've got someone that wants to buy it. And a little bit of savings that I've put up over the years, I've been a single man, I've decided to go ahead and sell it. And this is exactly what I'm going to do. I decided to move to Thailand with that, and this is how I'm doing it. Basically, taking a little small chunk nest egg, not that much. It's more than 200, less than 500 kind of thing. But you got to be smart. You got to do your homework. You got to do your research. So I plan on taking about 30,000 of that money, 30, and putting it into a more or less easily accessible account. Which I have several bank accounts here, checking account. I've got a savings account here. And I want to put about 20,000 of that into a money market, which gives me limited, easy access to. And I'm going to take about 10 grand of that and keep it kind of in a easily accepted checking account, for example. Because I can move money from checking and savings like pretty quick. Travel to Thailand, take that money, and my goal is to live on about $30,000 for about 3 to 5 years if I can. It's not going to be easy, but I have some leeway with that. While the rest of my chunk, my nest egg, which I've hired a financial advisor to take care of. And I've went over a few different options. Actually, I've talked to a few different people because personally, I believe that the best place to invest is not here. I'm sorry. I've lost all hope in what it takes to keep it here. But I do believe in we have a fairly stable banking system. I know it's not stable. Don't kill me. But it's more stable than some. You have some rights. But that doesn't mean that I'm not aware of what it is. So basically, my goal is to like step out, live a couple years fairly modestly. Guys, you can go to Thailand and live on $600 a month, but you got to discipline yourself. For $600 a month, you can rent an apartment, buy your food, $70 for your transportation. It depends on, like, if you want to go out and like live that nightlife. No, you're going to need more like 1,000 probably, or even more than that. Depends. If you're trying to like hire girls and massages and all that, I mean, you're done. If you got those type of vices, don't even go. So with that said, my goal is to go over there and live on about 1,000 to 1,200 a month, or cheaper if I can. If I find a situation, which I think I can, I'm going to do it. Because the longer I can leave the chunk and majority of my money alone, the better. And I only need a few years to gain just enough compound interest on that to put it into even a money market at 4.5% and live on that. It's not that damn difficult. You apply for your passport. My passport is not even here yet. I check the mail every day. I can't wait. Once that comes, then I apply for my tourist visa. It's about $30 for the tourist visa, about $135 for your passport. Your tourist visa gives you 60 days on paper, but they'll extend it another 30, so it gives you 90 days, and then you leave the country, go eat lunch in like Cambodia, which is right there, and it's cheap as hell to move. Why not? Go see that's the thing. From Thailand, you can travel the whole region for next to nothing. You can get flights to Bangkok for $100. Stuff like that, or Phuket, or Koh Samui for the weekend for $100, if not cheaper than that. So this is my point. Go over there, live on a little bit, and let the thing do what it does. So every few months, I'll have to leave and reset that. And at 50 years old, you get a retirement visa, which is just because Thailand is one of the easiest countries to get that resident visa. You can get a resident visa with certain stipulations if you have enough money, if you're a student, if you have some type of contribution they're looking for at the moment. But a retirement visa at 50 years old is status quo. If you're 50, you get a retirement visa, just like that. Now, with that said, I'm going to have to do the tourist visa for a minute until I can establish some type of residency. And I don't know how that's going to happen. Guys, a lot of this is blind. I am. But you have to understand, there is a large expat community here. I'm going to start off in Bangkok. And I talked about this in my other video. I actually have some friends that live in Seattle. It's a white guy and a Thai girl. They got married 35 years ago. She's from Thailand, born and raised. She speaks English, but she's very Thai. But she has some connections there, and we've been in touch, and literally she sends me links every day of like helpful information. She's the one that inspired me to do the tourist video. Hey, before I forget, check out my other channel, Come With Me to Thailand. This channel is more or less dedicated to this. So it steers from this topic, like what I talk about on this channel. And this is more about my move, but it's kind of hard when I'm still freaking here. How many videos can I really do? Come with me to Thailand. Well, fucking win. Anyway, I'm looking at about 2 months or so from now. My lease is up at the end of this month. It's February. So at the end of this month, everything is either getting sold or thrown the fuck away. Period. I'm not taking anything. I'm not moving. I'm just leaving. But it's either getting sold or thrown away. So I'm literally giving up everything. I'm going to go stay with my family for about a month and a half until I get everything else in order. Money especially, because money's important. But how much does it really take to go to Thailand? Guys, I think that you could do it. I think that if you're smart, you could do it with $150,000. You could go over there for 15 years, and that buys you 15 years with no income. You can't do that shit here. So basically, I take my money from the house. Like, let's just say, here's the other scenario. Devil's advocate. Let's just say I sell my house, like I just said, and I stay here in the States. What do I do with that money to get the highest return on investment? The best thing to do would be go sleep under a fucking bridge and spend none of it and let it do its thing. But none of us can do that. You can't live in the States for the amount that you can live in Thailand for. You can live in Thailand literally on $10,000 to $12,000 a year pretty decently. $20,000 will give you an awesome life. $20,000 a year. So if you can discipline yourself and stay under that just for a few years, and you can put your money in the right places, let it do its thing, you can learn, you can like create the passive income that you need to live forever. And of course, I will maintain citizenship here in the States. I want my damn Social Security at some point, which I'm not counting on it. Listen, I'm young. I'm 42. If I don't fucking care if I live to 65 or whatever it is. I actually don't project I'll live that long. I smoke. I drink some. I smoke cigars. I'm stupid in that way. Like, I'd be grateful for 20 more years in my life. So this doesn't mean that I don't have ambitions and aspirations to do better things. Actually, I love making content. So my goal is, I go over there. I don't have to worry about income. I don't have to worry about a job. I don't have to worry about money coming in to pay my bills. I'm good for 15 to 20 years based on what I'm taking. Living pretty well if I don't earn another penny. But guys, come on. 15 years, you don't think I can figure something out? Now, with that said, a lot of people there's a ton of expats over there, which I intend to make friends and meet expats and part of that community. There's a lot of people just like me and you that have already moved there, and maybe they know Thai, maybe they know a few different connections. These are the people that I intend to befriend, hopefully. And honestly, this is the way it's going to be. Listen, you're going to take a chance. You're going to take a leap of faith. You're going to listen to your fucking gut, like I talked about in the beginning. But my gut is telling me everything, and my gut has never fucking betrayed me. This is gonna happen. This is where I'm intended to go. This is the next phase of my life. Listen, it's just what it is. Now, with that said, who knows what connections you'll make over there? You can't possibly comprehend when you have that freedom of not having to worry about income, even for a couple years. I could literally go over there and just live low key and enjoy life and not even have to work for 15 or 20 years if I want to. But that's not my goal. My goal is to set that up. You can't do that here. If I took that same amount of money right now and it was put in my bank account, I can't say, well, I can quit my fucking job. I can quit my job right now and never have to worry about shit for 15 to 20 years. I don't have that kind of money here, but I do have that kind of money there. So that's my point. Now, with that said, please check out my other channel. That channel is more or less dedicated to where about my move. Like, it's more toned down. It's not about the gender issues that I talk about on this channel, but this channel is dedicated and committed to my move, how my mind process, what I'm trying to think, investment wise. I think there's so many countries that I would invest in over the US. But it's hard for me to give advice and not get in trouble with that. But God, make sure that you don't burn your bridges here. This is my last advice I'm going to leave you with. Anything your debts that you don't pay, bills you don't pay, and they come after you and you get legally dragged into something here and you're not here to take care of it, you're talking about warrants. You better make sure that you cross your T's and dot your I's before you leave. Pay off your debts. Make sure that you are squared away when it comes to debts. You want to maintain your credit anyway, because credibility is important even abroad. I expect to have credit even over there. I want to use my credit cards more than I want to use cash or my damn debit card, especially. I'm going to take my rewards, which is free money. It's just what it is. So don't burn your bridges when it comes to credit. Now, with that said, I'm taking a $25,000 loss. You asked. I'm taking a $25,000 loss right away just to pay my debts off. Just to pay my debts off and to be in the clear. 25 grand. That's not easy, because who's not going to sit there and say, well, should I fuck it? Because they're, but if they start doing lawsuits or something dude, I'm in trouble. And over there, they will extradite, or they'll be waiting with handcuffs as soon as you come home to visit. So with that said, don't burn your bridges here. I would try to maintain citizenship here and play the tourist type thing until you've done something if you've invested in, listen, they're always changing. So another good idea is to hire an immigration attorney. To go talk to an immigration attorney, but not the ones understand the ones here, like in Georgia, are their vested interest is getting Hispanics to come here legally. So, but we're talking about leaving, so it's like the opposite. So they're not helping Thai people immigrate, so they're not as familiar with Thai consulate and embassy rules and regulations as they are with our Latin American neighbors, if you will. So understand that you're looking to go outbound, you're expatting, you're not doing what the immigration attorneys here help them come here. But I need help leaving. So be careful with that. Don't burn your bridges. Understand, make sure your taxes are paid. Make sure that that's squared away. That is straight game, guys. Listen, do not mess that up. Pay your debts, have no debts. Keep your credit cards open. Let them all know you apply for your passport and your tourist visa. But guys, you could do this with as little, like I said, like 150. If you really wanted to go down, you could go to the Philippines with 150, and I think you could even live, but you would live a very Sigma low-key lifestyle. You really don't need that much, guys. Listen, if you had 500 bands, and you're fucking done. You're good. If you had 500 bands to go over to Thailand right now, if you're not just some gold digging rich, I gotta flaunt it all, wearing gold chains like Young Dolph, Moneybag Yo stuff, you're good to go. I'm for real. You can live an extravagant lifestyle at $30,000 a year. Extravagant. At $30,000 a year, you can live like almost like those guys. $30,000 a year, which I'm not recommending do that. Listen, go try to live minimalist and let your capital grow. If I see an investment opportunity there, like a condo, which you can't buy a house there, but you can buy condos, I will buy it. If I see it on the cheap, I'll move my money over there right away, especially if I see instability continue to grow here. I think the U.S. is in trouble. So that's another thing. Listen to your gut. Your gut is not going to betray you. It's not going to mislead you. Things are going to fall into place as they should. You're going to know it. But if you don't feel that, I wouldn't recommend doing this because it takes a lot. It's hard to sell everything you've got. It's hard to tell your friends and loved ones that you're leaving and you may never see them again. Most people have supported this. I've had a few try to talk me out of it, but I haven't had any doubters or haters. But at the same time, I know that word is spread and my doubters and haters know, yeah, fuck you, bitch. Yeah, you stay right here. Fuck you. I'm happy getting that shit out of my life. You got to get rid of that type of shit, that type of negative energy. You got to get rid of that shit out of your life. Whatever it is that causes you grief, causes you sleepless and restless nights, you got to get rid of it by any means necessary. Listen, everything is temporary, but follow your damn gut. You guys, you can make this happen. It is not that damn difficult. It isn't. It helps to have connections. Listen, there are communities online that also help with this, and plenty of people, Americans that have relocated, expats over there, are more than willing to go out of their freaking way, and I could vouch for that personally myself. Go out of their way to help you do the same. When I get there, that's my goal. I want to help any man bring his ass over. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do. I want to give as much information to make it as easy as possible so that men can make that transition, because I believe it's in men's best interest to get the hell out of here. I just do. Smart men, good men, even average men by American standards, who fucking cares what people judge you? Are you happy with what you see in the mirror? Are you happy with what you see in your bank account? It doesn't even matter how they measure it. Listen, some people are cool being average. Some people are okay making $70,000 a year. Some people are okay making $100,000. Some people are okay making $35,000 a year. Listen, no one has to be forced to become a high value whatever. Fuck all that. Be happy and content in whatever makes you feel good about yourself and use that. Who cares? Like, forget American judgment standards. It's out. Listen to your gut, because my gut started warning me a while back. And then I came into a situation about a month and a half ago that was my trigger. And I knew it. I knew it was the universe. It was the Most High. This is where I got to go. I knew it, and I was like, it was an opportunity of a lifetime. And I'm never going to pass this up because I guarantee I'll never get this opportunity again. If I was married, I'd never get this opportunity again. Man, come on, dude. This is my point. It doesn't take that much. It takes discipline. Basically, try to go over there and live minimalist for a while and leave as much of your chunk of money wherever you want to invest it to do what it does, and give it as long as possible. 5 years is better. If you can go over there with a 5-year tiny budget, like 50,000 a year, like $40,000 or $50,000 total, and then leave the rest of your fucking money alone, you're good to go. You will be able to level up threefold from what you sacrifice just for a few years while your nest egg does what it needs to do. And that's the point. I can't live that way here and do as much as I can if I can go live over there for just a little bit of money while it does what it needs to do. That opportunity only exists if I leave. Now, with that said, I love you. Appreciate you. Thank you for your comment, my friend. Thank you for your support. And I hope this helps. Check out my other channel, Come With Me to Thailand. That channel is dedicated to this process. That's all I'm going to talk about. The beauties and the thought process and what unfolds and what to expect when it comes to this. And I'm going to take it piecemeal. I'm going to go travel. I'm going to hit the West Coast and say goodbye to my sister, a couple friends of mine in like Portland, Seattle, and then fly to like Japan, maybe spend a week there, and then fly on into Bangkok. So I'm going to take it piecemeal. I'm going to enjoy my trip there. And I'm getting business class on that long one. You can believe it. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you around.